This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
And good day, I'm Elena Rusk. The couple charged in the deaths of Orrin and Orson West had their murder trial pushed back to October during a hearing this morning. Jacqueline and Trezell West now scheduled for trial to begin October 24th. The previous date was set for July 25th. The postponement was made over the objection of the Wests, but the attorney representing Trezell West told the court the October date is the earliest he'll be ready, as he needs to review a voluminous amount of discovery. Prosecutors allege 4-year-old Orrin and 3-year-old Orson were killed about 3 months before the Wests reported them missing from their California City home on December 21st, 2020. Their bodies have not been found. Prosecutors have not revealed the manner in which they believe the boys died. A criminal protective order bars the Wests from seeing their 2 biological children and 2 remaining adopted children out of concerns the Wests would influence the children about the criminal case. Among the charges against them is the allegation that they induced a minor to assist in committing a crime, suggesting at least one of the children witnessed what happened and could be called to testify. Also in court today, a Bakersfield man convicted of killing his daughter-in-law in August of 2019 was sentenced this morning to 35 years to life in prison. 68-year-old Jackjeet Singh admitted to shooting and killing Sumandeep Kooner, as she admitted to having an extramarital affair and threatened to leave the family, along with allegedly dishonoring him by threatening to pull his beard. A Punjabi cultural expert testified hair is very important among the Sikh people, and cutting the beard of a Sikh against their will would be considered an act of sacrilege. He said Kooner's words constituted a grave insult. Prosecutors, however, said Singh did not immediately act when insulted, instead leaving the room to retrieve a revolver, load it, and return to shoot Kooner 3 times at close range, showing premeditation. Now to health headlines, as this morning we are learning that there are now a total of 3 cases of monkeypox here in Kern County. The first case was reported last Saturday. Kern County public health officials saying the second patient was in close contact to someone with the virus, and a 3rd case has been identified and is under investigation. Monkeypox, a rare disease that has become a public health concern because the illness can spread from infected humans, animals, and materials contaminated with the virus. Public Health Director Bryn Kerrigan said in a release this morning, while additional cases of monkeypox have been identified in Kern County, it's encouraging that contract tracing efforts are working and helping to contain further spread. Now, most people with monkeypox will develop the characteristic rash that may look like pimples or blisters. Symptoms also include fevers, a swollen lymph node or nodes, general body aches, and fatigue. Monkeypox can be passed to others from the time symptoms start until all sores have healed and a fresh layer of skin has formed, which can take several weeks. Anyone who believes they have been exposed to monkeypox or has these symptoms should call a doctor as soon as possible. And you can learn more about monkeypox on our website, kget.com. And now to the coronavirus, as we're learning about 25 million children worldwide have missed out on routine immunizations because of the pandemic. That's largely because the coronavirus pandemic disrupted regular health services or triggered misinformation about vaccines. In a new report published this morning, the World Health Organization and UNICEF said their figures show that 25 million children last year failed to get vaccinated against 3 main diseases: diphtheria, tetanus, and pertussis, that's whooping cough. Now, these routine vaccinations are a marker for childhood immunization coverage. That continues a downward trend in childhood immunizations that began in 2019. UNICEF called it a red alert for child health, warning that the lack of vaccinations and the current rise in global malnutrition would result in many lives lost. Now let's take a look at the latest COVID-19 case numbers here locally, as Kern County Public Health updated their dashboard this morning to reflect 1,658 new positive cases and 4 new deaths, for a total of 2,482 residents lost to the virus here in Kern. State data shows we have 89 patients hospitalized in Kern with the virus and 14 listed in intensive care units. In other health headlines, starting tomorrow, people experiencing a mental health crisis can dial 988 to connect to the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. This hotline puts people in crisis in touch with trained mental health professionals. Shortening the hotline's code from an 800 number to just 988 is expected to make crisis center services more accessible.
Anywhere in the country, you call 988 and you're going to immediately be talking to someone who is trained and professional and is going to be able to help you.
Now, meanwhile, centers around the nation and here in Kern are bracing for an influx of callers as the number becomes easier to remember. Federal leaders say they've been working to troubleshoot issues around understaffing, technology, and funding.
The 16th really is the start of a transition and not an end. There's still a lot of work to be done.
Now, the hotline's previous number, 800-273-TALK, will remain operational alongside 988 after its launch tomorrow.
Hello, this is Tim Callahan with Clinica Sierra Vista, and we're excited to unveil the Community Health Center of the Future, our comprehensive care center. It's located right across the street from Memorial Hospital. We have every service under one roof, from family medicine, OBGYN care, dental services for adults and children, behavioral health, and much more. So find your way to better care at Clinica Sierra Vista this year at our Comprehensive Care Center. Visit our website, clinicasierravista.org, for the latest on this project. We'll see you soon.
All right, happening today, the Mega Millions jackpot is close to $500 million and could grow even larger by tonight's drawing. No one matched all 6 numbers in Wednesday's drawing, which has now grown to a $480 million jackpot, which will be drawn again tonight at 8 p.m. There is a cash option of $276 million if you want to just take your money and run. The California Lottery has an app that you can download to find a store that is selling tickets near you. Also happening tonight, the Latin Kings of Comedy are performing at the historic Bakersfield Fox Theater. Doors open at 7 p.m. The show starts at 8. Tickets are still available at axs.com, starting at $35, or you can just call the theater directly at 661-324-1369. And speaking of the Fox Theater, their summer movie series is back and more magical than ever. Happening tomorrow, they'll be bringing back another Walt Disney film that is returning to the silver screen, Aladdin, being featured there with doors opening at 11 a.m., the movie beginning at noon. Tickets are $5 each and can be purchased at the box office or online at thebakersfieldfox.com. Guests are invited to dress up as their favorite Disney characters, and hot dogs, small popcorn, and drinks will be available for purchase at just $1 each. The final movie in this series will be The Lion King on July 30th. Also happening tomorrow, you may see groups of 80s gamers around downtown for a pub crawl. The organizers at dothecrawl.com are hosting an 80s arcade pub crawl with drink specials, of course, along with prizes and contests for the best dressed. They encourage people to participate with a t-shirt from your favorite vintage video game. You can dress up, be a full-blown Donkey Kong costume if you want, or just rock the classic fashion like leg warmers and a side ponytail. The crawl begins at 4:30 tomorrow afternoon. Tickets still available on Eventbrite. Plus, if you have some bulky items to get rid of, tomorrow is your chance. The city's solid waste division will host a pair of pop-up bulky item drive-through events tomorrow from 8 a.m. to noon. The event's held at the parking lot of the Bakersfield Municipal Airport on South Union Avenue and at 15050 Stockdale Highway, that's just west of Renfro. You can drop off furniture, mattresses, large appliances, and even electronics, but keep in mind they won't take propane tanks, any items that has hazardous waste, and anything weighing more than 300 pounds. Well, in business news, Amazon raking in the cash after another successful 2-day sale event. The company reports members bought more than 300 million items on this year's Prime Day event. Prime members also saving more than $1.7 billion in shipping, with U.S. consumers buying at a rate of 60,000 items per minute. Among the most popular items bought were beauty products, Apple Watches, diapers, and kitchen items. The company did not reveal its total revenue, but say smaller businesses did see sales growth. And in job news here at home, the application deadline for Class 42 of the Hall EMT Academy is today. The program will kick off September 20th and prepare recruits in under 10 weeks to start working in the Hall Ambulance 911 system as an emergency medical technician. An EMT works on the front line of emergency medical services as a first responder, assisting with patient care and providing safe transport to the hospital. There is no cost for the recruits, plus they receive a training wage while completing the program. Applicants must be at least 20 years old with a high school diploma and a valid driver's license. To apply today, just visit hallambcareers.com. All right, now if you are filling up for a weekend road trip, yesterday gas prices in California finally fell below $6 a gallon. So here's a look at the current prices for today. According to AAA, the national average for a gallon of gas is at $4.57. California's state average has fallen a few more pennies today, now at $5.95. But here in Kern County, our average is still high at $6.12 a gallon. Now, our website will track the lowest prices in the Bakersfield area for you, thanks to GasBuddy.com. And today, that lowest price we could find, $5.37 at the Valero on South Union Avenue, just south of the 58. But those prices do change often, so find their lowest price at a station near you at kget.com.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.